Hi there, and welcome to Fluent English Story Vault. Get ready to listen closely. Repeat with confidence. Focus on every word. One day, you'll speak English fluently. Let's get started. Hello, I'm Clara. I love art and painting. My big dream was to go to art school and one day see my paintings in galleries. But something changed the path of my life. It all started when I joined TikTok and Facebook. That year was my last year of high school. I should have focused on studying, but instead, I spent most of my time on social media. I watched videos for hours, scrolled through posts, and wandered through other people's pages. Gradually, this habit took over everything in my life. It became hard for me to separate myself from my phone. I went out less with my friends and stayed in my room more. Instead of focusing on my paintings and school projects, I was lost in the virtual world. I even stopped going to the Zumba class I loved. Mess. Wasting time. Staying away from friends. Fighting with my family. These became part of my days. My parents were worried, but I didn't care. It was like only me and my phone mattered. During this time, I didn't really paint. I left every sketch halfway. I always said, I'll start tomorrow. But that tomorrow never came. Days and months passed. Then one morning, the university results were announced. I checked the website. My heart was pounding. But I wasn't accepted into the art program. My heart broke. I felt like I had lost everything. I spent the whole day in silence, sitting in my room. That night, I picked up my phone. I saw a post from my friends. Jackie, Sarah, Sam, Judy, and David. They were all together, celebrating their acceptance to university. In the photos, everyone looked happy. I looked at the caption and read with teary eyes. I wish you were here with us, dear Clara. That moment stopped me. It was like everything became clear. My friends had moved forward, but I had stayed in the same place. Or maybe even fallen behind, not just compared to them, but to myself. To the Clara who used to be passionate and worked hard for her dreams. I was truly happy for their success. But I felt left behind. I didn't recognize the Clara who had always been ambitious and full of energy. I felt sad. I couldn't deny the truth. I had wasted all those opportunities. I had filled my days with watching other people's lives, while forgetting about my own. I put my phone down. I looked at my room. My sketchbook had been blank for so long. My pencils were dusty. A messy room, and I had gained weight. But I still wanted to return to myself. I went to the mirror and looked at myself. Not just mentally, but even physically. I had changed. The usual brightness in my face was gone, but I still wanted to return to who I was. It was enough. I knew I had to change, no matter how small. Maybe the first step is to go out of my room, hug my parents, or call one of my friends. But no, maybe the best thing would be to say goodbye to social media for a long time. Maybe I started late, but I can still rebuild myself. This time, for real, with a clearer goal. Silence felt scary at first, But later, it became peaceful. I realized I hadn't really heard my own thoughts for a long time. I looked in the mirror again. I didn't love what I saw, but I didn't hate myself either. I saw someone who needed rest, someone who deserved another chance. So I took small steps, a short walk, a glass of water, a real talk with myself or someone I loved. I started writing in a notebook. Every day, a few simple lines. Nothing special, but it helped. I wrote my fears, my mistakes, my hopes. No judging, just writing. I stopped checking my phone every 5 minutes. I listened to the birds outside and the wind by my window. I cried a little. Then I smiled. Then I cried again. That's okay. I watched the sunset from the balcony. I had forgotten how beautiful it was. Maybe I had just stopped looking. I spent more time with my family. We talked about simple things. Dinner, old memories, and I laughed again. I made a list of small things I want to do. Read a book. Pick up my sketchbook again. Go back to Zumba class. Sleep before midnight. Say thank you more often. I know I'm not fixed. I don't want to be perfect. I just want to feel alive again. Have you ever felt this way? Share your moment below. Maybe we're not that alone.